review of a post-fight video from Murodjon, Akhmadaliev versus Ronny Rios. Before I give y'all the summary, I had a fight win. I'm gonna tell y'all the results first to kick this video off. MJ Akhmadaliev was able to retain his WBA and IBF Super Bantamweight titles via a 12th round TKO win. He improved his record to 11-0. It was pretty much a dominating performance by Akhmadaliev. I had a shutout before the TKO happened. Akhmadaliev utilized his jab, was able to keep his back off the ropes and off the corner. Was also landing very well with his lead hook as well. The ring generalship was displayed in this fight by Akhmadaliev. His footwork, his ability to fight off the back foot as well, and his ability to step on the gas pedal when he sees a opportunity, when he catches Ronny Rios coming in. By that what I mean, well, educated boxing fans know what I'm talking about. By that what I mean is, like I said, he utilized his movements very well in this fight to stop Ronny Rios from getting in range and work off the volume versus him. He would stop his movement, stay put, and then throw flush combinations and land accurately while throwing those combos when he sees a opening to land those shots versus his opponent while they're trying to cut off the ring versus him. Like I said, he fought brilliantly all throughout the fight. He got the TKO at the 12th and final round. The stoppage, like I said, it was a shutout, and it was very one-sided. So it's not like Ronny Rios had a miraculous chance. I mean, everybody's got that 1% puncher's chance in a fight to land a good solid shot that could potentially knock out your opponent, but it was highly unlikely that Rios was gonna score that miraculous stoppage versus Akhmadaliev, especially the way it was going moments before the stoppage. Akhmadaliev would land flush at all spots in the ring. And Akhmadaliev, put a little more pressure on and worked off the volume a little more in the final round. And while those shots were landing flush and those combos were landing flush, the referee, I guess, thought to himself like it was enough. Ronny Rios looked a little frustrated, but if you were on his side, it would have been frustrating regardless of if the referee would have stepped in or not. How the fight was going, it was a frustrating fight to watch if you were in the corner of Ronny Rios. Akhmadaliev, for a guy who's only had 11 pro fights, but regardless of his inexperience as a pro fighter, he still holds 2 belts. A guy, especially in the modern era, in the sport of boxing right now, you had guys like Lomachenko who broke that, a stigma of boxers, having to have a decent amount of fights under their belt before holding a title. Lomachenko kind of broke that stigma when he stepped onto the scene as a pro. Akhmadaliev, I wouldn't say he's a top 10 pound for pound ranked fighter. He's not in my top 10 pound for pound rankings. And by the way, for those of y'all that subscribe to my channel, be on the lookout for the next episode of Talk Boxing, because I'm gonna give y'all my updated pound for pound rankings, because we in the middle of talking about that right now. But he's for sure breaking into that top 20 list. If he's not already on there, I gotta give it a little more thought. But Akhmadaliev, he's showing improvements as he's gaining more experience as a pro and as a champion, more importantly. And yeah, Akhmadaliev, he's showing signs of improvements when it comes to his fundamentals. So salute him on that part. And yeah, Akhmadaliev, a impressive dominant performance versus a veteran, a recognizable name like Ronny Rios. The other champion at Super Bantamweight, Stephen Fulton, he had a dominating performance on his part as well in his last fight. I talked about his last fight in a whole nother video. Y'all go check that out if y'all want. So yeah, both the champions at Super Bantamweight had a great outing in their last performances, and that's the fight that all boxing fans want to tap into and want to happen next as far as this division goes between the two champions at Super Bantamweight. Coming off their most dominant performances in their last fights, they're the only two champions at this division, and with all these undisputed title fights happening, I'm sure there's a demand for it, especially within the hardcore boxing fan base. They definitely want to see a undisputed title fight at the Super Bantamweight division between two young undefeated champions with high skills and signs of improvements every time they step in the ring. Obviously, Figueroa, he's in the mix as well. His fight versus Stephen Fulton, he's a former champion as well. Figueroa, their fight last year was one of the more exciting fights of last year. So he's obviously got to be in the mix, and there's plenty of guys in the mix at Super Bantamweight, but the obvious matchup that we all want to see is that undisputed title fight showdown between Akhmadaliev and Stephen Fulton. Like I said, there's other guys that these two champions could continue defending their titles against, but like I said, all these undisputed title fights happening in the recent years in the sport of boxing, I think this should be next in line. Y'all let me know what y'all opinions is. Akhmadaliev, dominant performance. What y'all want to see next? I think it's pretty clear that we all want to see that undisputed title fight between the two champions next. But what y'all see for Akhmadaliev and his future? Comment, subscribe, share, like, all that good stuff. Y'all already know. Be safe, be healthy, and I'm out of here, y'all. Peace.